What about making Dawson and Ekon? Well, clearly we've already ruled that out.
What would happen if I made Dawson an Ekon like myself?
You would add a powerful immortal into a suffering world. An immortal who already craves authority.
Maybe I could teach him control, like you taught me. Lead him down the right path.
No.
Mr. Dawson spent his life searching for a way to cheat death. I'm sure he has spent decades dreaming of how he'd spend eternity as a tyrant.
I don't know about that, however, I'm definitely not turning him.
Goodbye for now, Elizabeth.
Goodbye, my dear. Please, be careful.
You too. Now let's go find Mr. Dawson.
There's laws when producing progeny. Powers pass from one generation to another. That's why Dawson wants me to sire him.
Women's right to vote is only the first step.
Well, it's not Dawson that made the decision, is it? It was Lord Redgrave who wants me to sire him. He wants a powerful ally. An Aloysius Dawson. One that he's not going to get.
Get your weapons ready! We found one!
Come on!
Filthy piece!
We can't stealth around anymore, however, we can now hit heavy. Very hard. Ah, the gas. Come on. Ow. Come on, give me some blood. I don't think I'm going to miss bashing people with a stake. Really? I think I much prefer scalping them for blood. Right. Temple Church entrance. I presume it's over here. Temple Church. Where's the... I think I might know where his estate is. I imagine if I nip through here. I imagine this is his estate. Come on, stop flailing. Ow. Ooh, okay, I'm being backed into a corner. Sugar. I kind of missed my stake now. Oh, sugar. Oh, you little bastard. Come on. You take that.
It's done for him! Stop! Vampire!
Come on. Get up. Let me finish you off. Oh. Right. I'm going to have to get used to this new style of combat. I should keep up with the stake still for stun. This is the place. I know it. Actually, let's not rush. Let's not rush into this. I'm going to be faced with a difficult decision, and it's going to be wise to have as much information as we can. We'd have had to have killed them anyway to get through, so it's just as well. And I imagine he was really paying the guard to protect his property from Scarl. Detective, you first.
Dr. Reed, still conducting your nocturnal survey?
That I am. Please tell me about Aloysius Dawson.
Do you know anything in particular about a man called Aloysius Dawson?
Who doesn't know the man? I think he intervened personally to put an end to the police strike of last August.
What else can you tell me about him?
Aloysius Dawson is exactly the kind of powerful and influential man who could commit murder and get away with it. With just one phone call.
Well, thank you for that.
Goodbye, Detective Inspector Albright.
Goodbye, Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm sure we'll talk again soon.
I wonder just what I could potentially learn. Carol.
Good evening, young lady.
My mother always prefers when people simply call me Carol.
Well, I'm not doing that. Do you know Aloysius Dawson?
Have you ever met the famous Aloysius Dawson?
Yes, a very strange man. Not very nice.
What do you mean?
He said he was ready to pay good money for rare books, and then laughed at what we showed him.
So not the rare books he was looking for.
Goodbye, Carol.
Rare books? What was he
Good morning.
seeking?
Hiya. Good evening.
Carolyn.
Good evening, Miss Price.
You know you can call me Carolyn, my dear doctor.
Never gonna happen. Aloysius Dawson.
Do you know Aloysius Dawson?
Everybody knows him. He's only been to my shop once, though, looking for rare books and other intriguing antiques.
Did he buy something from you?
No, he left quickly. He almost laughed at my goods. Mr. Dawson may be a rich man, but you can't buy good manners.
But isn't Aloysius Dawson known for his philanthropy?
That was before his brother Robert died in an aeroplane crash. Since then, the remaining twin has turned into a heartless tycoon.
Oh. I had no
Goodbye
idea.
for now, Miss Price.
I hope you can
So
stay
he did not take the death of his twin well. Speaking of twins. Oh. Perfect timing. I think that just might be. Let's give them a moment. I imagine they're going into this little bit of a park here. We'll be able to treat that cold as well while we speak to him.
We should be far from town already. All right. But where would we go? Anywhere. Anywhere that isn't here. And what is that, by the way? A safer place? A less strange place? And where would that be? Life is strange. And we are alive. For now, yes. But for how long? If we decided to flee, we should be far from town already. All right. But where would we go?
What? What? Wait, do they not know who is who? Let's start with you.
Good evening, Mr. Baker.
Why do I always have feelings of deja vu when I talk to you?
Tell me about it. First of all, let's treat that cold.
Do you need my medical attention, sir?
I'm afraid I do. I knew we should have left London.
Oh, here, you'll feel better after this.
I don't want to appear tactless, but you're risking your health by remaining outside at this hour of night.
Says the doctor who also works outside at night. But as always, the imprudent person enjoys the company of their fellows.
Well, try not to judge me. Your strange feeling towards this city, tell me about that.
Tell me more about your strange feelings towards the city.
I would be happy to describe them, but it's too hard to explain with mere words what I'm feeling. It's unclear, too confused.
Go on, please.
Where should I start? The world is chaos. Men go mad, and nature itself runs roughshod over us all.
This is not the first time mankind has faced a deadly epidemic. or a war.
Men kill each other while nature decides to kill them all. I don't know what scares me the most. Do you?
The madness of men. Frankly, nature's scary, but men are terrifying.
Plagues and epidemics can be seen as an implacable force, a curse even. But the ferocity of mankind worries me more, for we choose what we do.
Yes. At least nature is not aware of all the suffering she brings to us. At least that's what I am hoping.
Me too. How long have you been waiting now, though?
How long have you been waiting for this man?
Sometimes I feel as though I've been waiting for him for ages. Perhaps it is my role in life to wait for him. Not a pleasant thought.
It could be dangerous for you, waiting here all night.
That's quite true. But what other choice do we have? We are waiting here until we finally go.
You are a strange man, Mr. Baker, I must say.
Mr. Baker, I have met many strange people during my life, but you are definitely one of the strangest.
Really? I don't feel particularly odd or weird. All I want to do is leave. What's wrong with that?
Nothing, but again, why are you still waiting?
Why are you still waiting for this person?
What would be the point of going before meeting the man, as he's going to help us leave?
So you say. What are you going to do now, then?
Pericles, what are you going to do now?
I don't know. Perhaps it's time to leave. Perhaps we should stay a little longer.
I think you should
How can I
leave.
tell?
And where exactly are you thinking of going?
In a place where I will finally have that feeling, to be where I belong. The world has to be meaningless chaos to make such a heaven plausible.
I will leave you alone.
Goodbye, Mr.
Oh, no, sorry, I need to speak to you about Aloysius Dawson.
What can you tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
I've heard this is a man who has searched for his place in the world for a long time. I hope he found it.
I think he never did.
Goodbye, Mr. Baker.
Now, the other twin.
Hello again, Dr. Reed.
Hello again, I feel like I've just spoken to you. What are you really afraid of?
What are you really afraid of, Agamemnon?
The problem is, it's precisely what I don't know that frightens me. So I suppose I can't really answer your question.
It's fear of the unknown. It's perfectly normal. How long have you been waiting?
Tell me, how long have you been waiting here?
I can't say for sure, since I have no watch. But the night is still young, and I am not tired.
Is that the most honest answer you can give me?
Yes, I think so. Why does it irritate you, sir? Is comprehension really that important to you?
Yes. I like to understand things.
I'm a scientist. I try my best to understand things. I know the world has to obey unbreakable rules.
You know, or you want the world to obey such rules?
The world does obey such rules, we just don't know what they are. And I don't know who you are.
I know one thing. I do not understand who you are.
And it's better that way. What kind of life would we live if we could summarize a person in a few words or a few lines?
It's more of a feeling. You want a feeling of knowing who somebody is. You don't want them to feel like an alien to you. So where do you intend to go? I don't believe you know.
If you finally manage to leave London, where do you intend to go?
A happy place, that's for sure. A place where I can smile because I know the next day will be better than the previous one.
Such a place doesn't exist. There are never any guarantees that tomorrow will be a better day.
That would mean I have no hope left. And I just can't accept such a conclusion.
Well, last but not least, tell me what you know of Aloysius Dawson.
What can you tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
You should ask that question to my brother instead. Personally, I've not seen Aloysius for many years.
I've already
Goodbye
asked him.
for now, Mr. Baker.
Right. Last but not least, let's go speak with Usher Talltree before we go see Aloysius. Usher might have more interesting knowledge to impart, considering the opposing clubs they're in. This is a locked chest, isn't it? It is. Usher.
Good evening, Jonathan Reed. Can I help you in any way?
Yes, first you can tell me what you know about Aloysius Dawson, and actually check up. You're healthy.
Is there anything you could tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
Aloysius Dawson. Yes, of course. We met on several occasions. With time, he got deeper and deeper into the occult.
He's not the only one. It's been quite the fashion for several decades. The Golden Dawn, for instance, is just one example.
True. Aloysius was a member of the Golden Dawn until 1900. Then his thirst for dark knowledge grew. I'm talking forbidden texts, readings which blackened his heart.
His discovery of vampires, I presume.
Goodbye, sir. Until we meet again.
I rarely wander. Perhaps London will survive.
I'll leave you be.
But I see terrible...
I'm glad we stopped to talk to everyone, because we've discovered he changed after the death of his twin, and his intrigue in forbidden texts. I wonder what he was after. Presumably eternal life. Okay. Time to not turn him into a Ekon, but to discover what's really going on. Now this is fancy.
Dawson's mansion. Here I am at last. But the question remains. Am I ready to make a dying man my progeny?
No. It's not happening. I will not turn him. But I want to speak to him before the end. I might have to kill him, frankly. Where is the man? I mean, there's no harm looking around and picking up a few stray shillings, is there? He's one of the most richest, most influential men in Britain. He can afford a couple of shillings here and there. A newspaper article. The execution of John Francis Sparrow. John Francis Sparrow, 21, has been hung this morning in the prison of Pentonville. Mr. Sparrow was sentenced to death after being found guilty of the murder of his sister, Alexandra Sparrow. Until the end, the man claimed he was innocent. No formal proof of his presence at the crime scene was ever brought to court, but he has been sentenced to death and executed anyway. Scotland Yard refused to reopen the case despite the many holes in the chain of events which ended in the death of Miss Sparrow. Charles Albright, who conducted the inquiry for Scotland Yard, refused to answer any of our questions, but 3 weeks ago, he was demoted without any official explanation. What a strange way to reward an inefficient inquiry. Clayton Darby, you're helping me once again.
For falsely accusing a man of murder. I wonder what Inspector Albright thinks about his punishment.
I feel like Inspector Albright might have simply been the scapegoat. And Aloysius Dawson... Wait! The detective is who said Aloysius Dawson could pick up the phone, have somebody murdered and get away with it. I think that must have been exactly what happened. And I think he was then demoted, but perhaps trying to find the truth. Perhaps that's what he's still investigating.
It's locked.
I think we have discovered enough, but you can never have enough. Chemicals and shillings. Mr. Dawson.
Finally you're here, Dr. Reed. What took you so long?
I had to pass several of your barricades and outposts to access your mansion, sir.
Death, pestilence surround us, and time is against me.
I see you've gathered some of the most expensive, albeit experimental, blood transfusion equipment available. All this could be so useful in a hospital.
Yes, yes. Since Lord Redgrave sent me a doctor to perform my conversion, I thought you might find some of these devices useful.
Most thoughtful. But tonight I'm not here as a physician.
But I feel reassured that a specialist such as yourself would help me to escape the Reaper.
So you would hope.
Very well. But before I proceed, I have a few questions for you.
If you must, but be quick, for I don't have much time left in this life.
First of all, I need to be sure that you know exactly what is going to happen to you, sir.
I can assure you I'm as informed as any man can be. I have planned for this moment, Dr. Reed. Planned very carefully.
So you say. We can spare a few minutes, though. Let's not rush into anything.
Sir, I'm going to end your life. Do you not wish to discuss the procedure for even a minute?
I don't have a minute to indulge in idle chatter. I can't feel my legs, and the cold, so cold.
About feeding on blood. Clearly you don't care and you're quite eager to feed on mine.
You'll need to feed on warm blood. Blood from mortals. How do you feel about that?
I'm rich, Dr. Reed, and powerful. I'm sure I'll be able to acquire all the blood I need without ever having to sully my own hands.
Charming. Don't even think about the lives you're taking. And it will be directly because you'll be having them killed. About becoming my progeny. You looking forward to being a powerful progeny?
I will become your maker. Do you understand what that means?
Well, I certainly won't consider you my liege, or some such drivel. You can be assured of that.
I would have no hold over you. The Guard of Priwen, you are placing them around then. You are the one pulling the strings, are you?
What do you know about the Guard of Priwen?
What I do know is that I'll crush anyone or anything that would dare to oppose me.
I cannot make you an Ekon. You are a dangerous man, and I am not giving you power.
Let's move on then.
Please, I'm cold and tired. I feel my life waning with every moment.
But first, before you embrace immortality, what would you do with such a gift?
That's a rather impertinent question, Dr. Reed, and I will do as I please.
Answer me all the same. What will your first action be as an immortal?
To save London. I will finance the most efficient quarantine ever seen. I will build a wall that will separate the sick boroughs from the healthy ones.
And who gives you the right to decide?
Who gave you the right to decide the fate of thousands of people?
My money. My money and my pending immortality gives me the needed authority, Doctor.
Pending.
I'm a businessman. I'm used to tough decisions.
It's not a tough decision for you, though, is it? Pending is the key word. You're not an immortal yet. You really think walls can contain the epidemic? You're going to pen in people like animals and wait for them to die out?
Quarantine is not a bad idea, medically speaking. But I'm convinced this epidemic will not be contained by mere walls.
As long as the right people are on the right side of the wall, that's all that matters.
And who are the right people? You're creating a giant trap.
What if a new outbreak happens inside your walls? You'll have created a giant trap.
That won't happen. As long as we dispose of anyone that is contaminated as soon as they are spotted.
What, throw them onto the wrong side of the wall? Or the right, depending on the circumstances? The infection's just going to propagate like mad.
But you can't guarantee infection will not spread. Just one contagious carrier would be enough to create an apocalypse.
The apocalypse is already knocking at the gate. We must be strong now.
This quarantine wall of yours, tell me more of that.
You really plan to build a quarantine wall across London?
Yes, It will be tall and strong, separating the wheat from the chaff.
You'll create 2 separate prisons, but really I feel like this is about isolating the rich from the poor.
Let me guess. You mean to isolate the rich from the poor?
This is a desperate measure for desperate times. England must prevail, Doctor, no matter the cost.
It will prevail regardless. You'll create 2 separate prisons.
By doing so, you will also create 2 separate prisons.
Come, sir. An eminent doctor like yourself knows that such radical measures have proved efficient in the past.
I don't think you know what you're talking about. I've heard enough.
I've heard enough. It's time to proceed.
At last. All right, do what you have to do. If it hurts, so be it. I've been preparing such a long time for this.
I'm not turning you. And I don't really want to embrace you. You need to forget your fear of death.
Listen to me, Aloysius Dawson. You will forget your fear of dying, for it has poisoned your mind and made you bitter and ruthless since the death of your twin brother.
You don't understand. Death is oblivion, the eternal void. I know there's nothing there. I saw it in Robert's empty eyes. I saw myself in that coffin.
Death is painful for those who remain, not for those who have passed. All that occult gibberish you filled your head with has made you forget this simple truth.
No! Death will not claim me. I have the power and the money. I've acquired the arcane knowledge needed. I believe there is magic, there are dark forces. You will provide me my extension.
Your ignorance makes you a fool. You have no idea. Look at me. Hunted like a beast, my family lost, cursed. I have not escaped death, I have become it.
No, there must be a way. I don't want to go like my brother did. I have money, lots of money.
Money won't ease your mind. I know you used to be a good and generous man. So I offer you the gift of peace, Aloysius. The tranquility of a true death.
I accept your offer. And I understand. No more fear, I will die a man of dignity. And a man at peace.
Oh, I feel like my maker's near. I made the right decision.
It's locked, all right.
I will turn people and feed on people on my terms, not anybody else's. If I let him die, I can simply say,
It's locked.
he passed away before I arrived, I was too slow. If I fed on him, then Lord Redgrave would have known that I directly disobeyed
It's locked, all right.
his orders. Time to leave. Let's report to Lord Redgrave that unfortunately Mr. Dawson was dead on arrival. Lord Redgrave, how unexpected to see you here.
Is Aloysius Dawson reborn as expected?
I'm afraid Mr. Dawson finally chose to embrace life and death as a mortal.
What do you mean?
He has overcome his fear of dying. I let him rest and wait for death to come.
What? This is unacceptable. Go back there and make him the powerful Ekon he's destined to be.
No, Lord Redgrave. As a doctor and as an immortal, I can't. If you wish to make him your progeny, then proceed on your own.
If you
This is an
can.
outrage beyond words. This is betrayal, pure and simple. I should kill you on the spot. You swore on William Marshall's blood.
Oh, but you
Well.
can't kill me.
Get rid of me then.
From now on, you're an outcast. Banished. You are forbidden to ever appear in front of us again. Ascalon will smite you on sight, and your heart will be thrown to the rats.
I'll leave you then. Have fun with your puppets and shadow plays, Lord Redgrave.
Yes, go, traitor, and take that awful creature, that counterfeit of a woman I saw waiting for you, and be gone!
I won't be seeing you at the clubhouse then.
Step away, traitor. Return to your dubious friends and your decrepit hospital. Do not dare show yourself again, you or that monstrosity you bring to my door.
Who's waiting for me? Oh, hello. This was unexpected.
We meet again at the strangest of times, young Ekon. So do you serve the Earl of Bristol now?
Old Bridget,
Far from it.
what are you doing here?
Your friend, the wise Ekon. She sent me to warn you.
You and Elizabeth know each other? How did you meet?
How did you meet Lady Ashbury?
She came to us in the sewers in search of answers. Just as you did.
And you're who told her that Lord Redgrave is not William Marshall's progeny? What kind of answers?
What kind of answers did you give her?
I knew nothing of your maker, but we talked. We talked a lot. Her words and ideas are captivating. It is no surprise that you like her. I like her too.
I'm glad that you're not here to warn me about her. She went down to the sewers, though. How did she know where to look? That's what I wonder.
Lady Ashbury in the sewers? Now that's a sight I wish I'd seen.
She said she was your friend, and that she sought the identity of your maker. So I answered her questions.
So that's what she's investigating. Does she think my maker is the source of the epidemic? Nobody saw you on the way over here. This is quite the journey.
Did anyone see you? It's a long way from the dock sewers, and hunters are patrolling the streets here.
Who said I took the streets? How do you think I survived for centuries in this city without ever being seen? I know all her secrets.
But let's get to the point. What are you here to warn me about?
Lady Ashbury? You know her? Tell me what's going on.
The lady approached me but a few nights ago, wanting to meet the sewer skulls. Once she questioned Harriet Jones. She agreed to help us.
Harriet Jones is still with you then? How is she doing?
Harriet remains angry, but is recovering slowly. Her mind is twisted, but at least her body is healing.
Tell me what is going on.
The lady asked us to keep an eye on your mortal doctor friend while you were away. We spotted the hunters.
Edgar?
They were discussing plans to attack tonight.
At the Pembroke?
Wait, slow down. I need to ask you something.
I'm listening, but I do not have time to waste, so be quick.
Where is Lady Ashbury?
Where is Lady Ashbury right now?
She said she will go home. She needed to speak with some old friends first, though. Do not worry, young Ekon. She is no fool, and just as strong as you.
And how did she find you? No, I've already gone over how she found you. How did she find you tonight, though?
How did Elizabeth find you?
She presented herself humbly at our gate and asked if we knew of any ancestral vampires hiding in London. She asked about Ascalon. She asked about many things.
I already know why she came to her. It's because she's the eldest skull in London. Does Lord Redgrave know of you? He saw you on his way in.
Why do I feel like Lord Redgrave was particularly irritated to see you? Far more so than the average.
Oh, you're his
Because
progeny.
I used to know him quite well, and he is afraid I may remember who he really is.
You're Elizabeth's informant. You're the one who told her about Lord Redgrave's lies regarding his lineage.
Yes, but my words were not meant to hurt or threaten. I simply told the story of the sewer skulls, and of so many other forgotten children.
You are his progeny. Well, I got no time to lose. I need to get to Pembroke.
No time to lose, then. I must go there right away.
I shall return to my den. Have you a message for the lady? Should I see her before you?
Oh, what do I tell her? I kind of want to tell her all of these things. Tell her that I worry.
Tell her I worry about her.
Do not, for she has had strength and wisdom for so much longer than you. Go now and take care, young Ekon, for the flames are rising.
God, do I even have time to rest and evolve before returning to the hospital?